Hail and welcome to the Black Tower. I'm your host, your guide, your brother, the Sorcerer Armanasul. Alright, so tonight I wanted to do a video on the Magickal Sword. You guys noticed my wife, I'm working with my webcam, so I can't quite figure this out. She's over there doing her own thing. Let me begin by showing you my Magickal Sword. There's a wooden handle. Double-edged. Now, I would suggest, doesn't matter what kind of sword you get, but if you're going to be using it for magical purposes, you do want it to be double-edged, okay? I don't care if you go for the claymore, I don't care if you go for a ninja sword, I don't care what kind of sword you go for. But you definitely want it to be dual-sided, or dual, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so really interesting concept here is in the Simon Necronomicon, and it talks about the symbols of the Aura, the Aga, and the Bandar, and all that. And there are symbols, the writing, the script of the Watchers and stuff. With my particular sword, I never went with this. This thing here is somewhere around 18 years old. It has seen 6 eclipses. The sun itself has never touched the blade unless it was an eclipse. You will notice that right there, the round thing, that's my key. Right here is the name of Enlil, which is Lord of the Air. And here's a very interesting concept concerning Enlil. Enlil is very much so not just Lord of the Air, but he gives power to the words. So the power of speech is under Enlil's domain. Now all I did was trace it out, burn it out, put his name in it. Now on the back side, I have the R at the very top. You can see that. Right there is a personal sigil of power. And then the alchemical triangle. Thank you very much. It's good to see you, brother. I'm glad you made it for this. Kind of an impromptu video. I was trying to figure out how to just record a video and then upload it, but apparently live is way easier. Does the sound good? Because I'm trying to test out video quality and sound quality. So if you can toss me that, let me know how I sound. Is the volume good enough? Anyway, so the concept of the Magickal Sword, it doesn't matter how you do it, the way you do it. For anything Necronomicon or related to the dark arts or anything like that, you want to keep it wrapped, and you only want to let it out for moonlight, so forth and so on. Keep it out of the sun. It will begin to slowly get a charge to it. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a scimitar, if it's whatever. I don't care if it's a homemade sword. I don't care if you just took a lawnmower blade, heated it, flattened it out, and then, went to grinding down the edge. I have a really good friend who built a very powerful sword that way, and it's amazing at the power coming off of it. But what is the importance of the Magickal Sword? Okay, so check it. The Magickal Sword is a symbol of war. It is a symbol of victory, of conquering. So anytime you use a sword in ritual or rites, you want it to have the impression or the power or the presence of being for strength and authority over. Kind of like a warlord type of feeling or impression that you need to gain or to raise the energy within the self. I plan on doing a video later on stabs and their thing. But for example, in the Simon Necronomicon, it talks about using the Magickal Sword, placing it into the ground, all this other stuff to conjure the Watcher by, and not to touch it until you're ready for him to depart. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. The the thing is that I have been working with my watcher for somewhere around 21 years, and I never had a sword when when I called my watcher, met my watcher, and all this other stuff. And though he does come by the sword, and he will leave by the sword. He comes and goes at my call, and I think that that is something that we as sorcerers, practitioners of the arts, need to learn. That it's not about the tool, because it is about the power that you have within you. It's about the ability that you have. And speaking of ability, the most important thing is to understand the Godhead. The Godhead is what they refer to as a holy guardian angel. The center of the universe is the self, uh, so forth and so on, the holy daemon, all this, that, and the other. And it's important to, and this will all relate in a second, it's very important to come to know your own guardian spirit, your own angel, your own daemon, whatever word you use for it. Uh, it's important that you come to know it, and then write something. Write your own personal calling to your own Godhead. And the reason why is because you're not necessarily speaking or working with a being that's outside of you. You are talking and speaking with the highest self, with the deepest self. You're communicating with the real you, the true you, the shadow you. Uh, the parts and pieces that we may not necessarily like about ourselves, but make us who and what we are. And then it's like with my symbol here that I placed upon my sword. That is my key, my symbol, and it represents to me. It represents a truth that is beyond even my own understanding. Uh, but at the same time, it empowers the Godhead, uh, which it can be used by anybody because it's not necessarily, mine is in the sense of just works for me, work for anyone because it's just a powerful symbol. And like was told to me, it's just the key, and it worked perfectly like that. So this book here is about 23, 24 years old. It's my very first book of shadows, from or wherever you want to call it. I don't know, and I don't care. But this is going to sound a little weird because it's going to sound like I'm a bit religious. But I approached my higher self uh, differently back then. And so I wrote this prayer to my holy guardian, mystery of mysteries. Come to me, thou beautiful angel of me. Come thou forth from the dark abode, beyond the stars where heaven's light is but shrouded within. Come thou to me, ancient one of light, O mystery of mysteries, ageless one of whisper, shrouded in cloak of night bespeckled by stars. Show to me thy face, which emerald nymph doth adorn. Heaven's light doth shine within thine eyes. Radiant darkness cannot hold thy beautiful light. In gown of black, trimmed in silver, be thou my light. I sing to thee with heart and soul, sacred keeper of my soul. Make me worthy, clean, and pure, to partake of the mysteries of our Maker, till the day we be invoked before the throne of the true Holy One, the Ancient of Days. And of my countenance make to shine thine holy light between thee and me. May there always be a bond of light, life, love, and liberty, and make grow the light within my soul, that all may see and be set free. Make true our will daily to bring light from the darkness, for such is our way, to bring manifestation daily the light of thy presence within me. For I am servant, priest, and betrothed to thee. Amen. Now, what's so special about that and some of those words, true holy one and all that? The true holy one is your holy guardian angel. The true holy one is your daemon. The true holy one, because holy, man, I fucking hate religion because every time I turn around, they steal the power and the strength and they give it away. They 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 just treat it like it's nothing, like it's not theirs, like it's not our birthright, it's not our sacred birthright. And you know, back thousands of years ago, Your birthright was everything because they weren't talking about just, oh, you inherited land and sheep and land. No, no. They were talking about a spiritual birthright. And a spiritual birthright is your place amongst the stars, the heavens, so forth and so on. And so, in this sense, the true Holy One is your daemon, is your holy guardian angel, however you wish to refer to it as. And holy does not mean good. Holy means whole, in that sense. Uh, it is pure. It is just what it is. It is neither good nor evil, right nor wrong. It just fucking is. It is what it is, and all that. And before the throne of the most ancient of days, Umir At-Tawil, the king in yellow, the black priest that beckons us forth, ancient of days, the one that you deal with before working with the old ones to pass the veil into the tower, to where the Tower of Koth is, to where the Black Tower is, to where your own inner tower is. And also, if you think about the tower as being likened unto the Tower of the Tarot, and it means destruction and ruin, all things that are destroyed can only be destroyed for your betterment of yourself. So anything that goes away was meant to go away. And the things that aren't meant to go away, gird yourself. You're a sorcerer. Take control of your life. And that, in all honesty and pureness, is exactly what a magical sword is. Your will, your design. When you say, no, it is this way. I speak this. We as practitioners, we as the human race, we either let people run us over, we don't let them run us over, we allow people to help us, or we're like, no, I don't want your help. We have all these choices. But see, it's the where we fail is when we take upon ourselves a thought that the two are separate. Hey, man, long time no see. Uh, we are spirit, we are flesh, we are mind and body, we are water and fire, we are earth and air, we are all these things. We are so many things. But when we separate them, we just fucking fall flat of our faces. It's one thing to separate a thing because you need something, because you're trying to work with something. But it's another thing altogether to say, oh, I'm only this or I'm only that. I love the sinister tradition. I love the left hand path, but I don't refer to it in my own personal self as left hand path. I might use that when talking to others, but for myself, right on, man. But for myself, I just call it the crooked path. If you take the tree of life, for example, the middle pillar, and then you got the left pillar and right pillar. Well, have you ever noticed that the lightning strike coming down is the sword, right? But there is a serpent that crawls its way up the tree. That path is called the crooked path, the path of the serpent, and that is what the sorcerer harnesses. That's what the sorcerer walks. Because see, we're neither this nor that. And the true sorcerer does not stick to words that define and limit. Because see, as a sorcerer, as a practitioner in general, the goal, the thing that you really fucking want is to be limitless. Uh, all empowered, all being, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, all these things, all the omnis. I love the omnis. And you just want to, if you've got to harness that part of yourself, but to do it, you need to start at the core of who and what you are. For example, the whole thing with the magical sword. The magical sword does not become magical until you yourself know yourself. When you know yourself, All your tools will become the powerful parts of yourself that they need to be, but not until you know you. Well, that's about all the rambling I'm going to do for tonight. Peace, blessings, and power till next time. And brothers, it was great to see you. Thank you for stopping by.